pathway is unique to plants and things like bacteria and fungi. Humans and animals don't have it. In fact, we have to eat foods that contain these 3 amino acids.
But for Monsanto,
Okay, well,
this was good news because they could market that
couple of
glyphosate
things.
targets an enzyme found in plants, but not in humans or pets. So after decades of toxic products, Monsanto finally had one which they were sure was safe. And research was also showing that after you spray glyphosate, the microorganisms in the soil break it down into safe byproducts. It was biodegradable. Glyphosate was perfect, so they wasted no time in getting it on the market. In 1974, Monsanto had a new hit herbicide, Roundup.
Roundup is better. It goes through the plant to kill it, tops and rhizomes.
My roots hurt real bad. Hank?
Roundup, no root, no weed, no problem.
Farmers loved it because, unlike 2,4-D, glyphosate killed every weed, not just broadleaf ones, but grassy too. It allowed them to practice something called no-till farming. See, usually, to get rid of weeds, you'd have to plow up the entire field before planting anything, and that would hurt the soil, and it was also just a lot of work. But with Roundup, what you do is you spray the whole field, everything dies, and then you just plant directly into the residue. It was easier, faster, and cheaper. And Roundup was safe to use too. They marketed it as safer than table salt and safe enough to drink, basically.
Roundup can be used where kids and pets will play and breaks down into natural materials.
By the late 80s, Monsanto was selling 7 million pounds of Roundup and making $1 billion each year. And they weren't going to share a penny of that money with anyone.
See, with other herbicides, like, for example, Alachlor, which was moderately popular at the time, you can tweak the molecule a bit here or there, and you still get a very potent weed killer. So if you patented a specific herbicide, your competitors could still use hundreds of its close relatives, which would still work perfectly well, without violating your patent rights. But glyphosate was different. If you were to modify the molecule in any way, its herbicidal properties were completely gone. So Monsanto could rest easy knowing that until the year 2000, they would be the only ones able to sell it.
But there was a little problem with glyphosate. See, unlike 2,4-D, which only killed broadleaved weeds, Roundup kills everything. I sprayed some of my own houseplants here, and, well, you can see the results. Chances are, if it's green, Roundup is going to kill it. And this was a problem because farmers could only really spray Roundup on their field twice, either right before planting the seeds or right after a harvest. But for Monsanto, this wasn't as much of a problem. See, they thought if we could somehow make the crops, like soybean or corn, resistant to Roundup, well then farmers could spray it on their field during the whole year, and it would keep killing the weeds,
I just started it.
but not the Roundup-resistant crops.
I just started the stream.
Crops, which Monsanto could sell them. And as a result, they would have a complete monopoly over both the herbicide.
That's because this was my exercise camera.
Monsanto's idea was this. If glyphosate blocks the EPSPS enzyme in plants, then they could edit the plant's DNA so that the cells just create more EPSPS. If there's enough of the enzyme, then glyphosate can't block all of it, and so the plant can still survive. They tried this out on petunias, but it didn't work. The flowers would survive a tiny amount of Roundup, but a normal dose would still kill them.
Monsanto was kind of stumped, and they didn't have time to rest because while glyphosate and Roundup were under their patents, a Roundup-resistant seed wasn't, and their competitors knew this. In 1985...
Oh, let me see that app. You've been trying to figure out where the schedule is, right? Oh, you found it out? Oh... You should send a text to the boss lady. Be like, hey, when do you need me? Oh. Or I checked the app, I didn't see a schedule. When do you want me to come in? You gotta be on top of it, Yum Yum.
Dark Ages, an MMO from 1999 that for some reason still has servers running. It's been dead for almost 2 decades, but not anymore. I kind of revived it. And in case you missed the video that did that, I suggest you go watch that first because Dark Ages is not even recognized. Welcome to Dark Ages, one of the world's first MMORPGs that once thrived on a player-run economy, player-run politics, and even in-game religions. That was 20 years ago, and every year since then, the population has slowly dropped.
Yeah, should
There's
be a
no
way.
logical, financial, or realistic reason to keep Dark Ages running. But the servers are still running, and for $9.95, I am now a registered player on Dark Ages for 30 days. 30 days to find out if anyone is still playing, and if so, why they're still playing. Okay, we're in, and I'm naked. Okay, looks like we're in some sort of tutorial to start. I'm going to teach you about combat. Be aware that combat is dangerous. Make friends about your same level and adventure in a group. All right, so the game encourages you to make friends. That may be a problem. Now, before I dropped the cheap price of $10 on this game, I looked on Reddit to see if anyone was talking about it, and there's basically nothing except a few posts mentioning how dead the game is. Not a great sign for finding anyone. So the website where you download this game is super old school, but I looked through it and saw a community tab. Oh, there's a list for guilds. There has to be people playing this game with this many guilds. All right, I'm done with the tutorial. Time to find some people. There's somebody. Wait, that was so quick. How am I already finding people in this game? Okay, I'm not sure if these are real players or not. They haven't responded in over 5 minutes, and they're blowing nose bubbles. This game has been out for 26 years, so I guess it's fairly unlikely to find anyone in the first town of the game. They're probably somewhere else. So here's the plan for these 30 days. There's 2 things that can happen. Number 1, this game is trash, and there's no real reason for it to be.
Okay. APB. 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 B. We're gonna play on super minimal graphics. Yay! Today's a no graphics day. Today's a no graphics day. You're not allowed to do blackface. Super minimal graphics. I say people, I say super minimal graphics. Look at the beauty. Look at the beauty of it all. Hold on. Oh nice, game capture's already full. Good God. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to play potato mode. Let's go, baby. Look at that. Yes. Well, we'll try NA first. I'm enjoying your. Hey, I'm enjoying your stream, by the way. Oh, it's a bot. It's a bot. Okay. It's a bot. Advertising the Kick Fam Discord. Got it. Got it. Big booty bot man. Big booty bot man. Big booty bot man. Big booty bot. It's a bot. It's a bot. We gotta up the brightness. Gotta up that brightness. Okay. Big booty bot man, a big booty bot, big booty bot, big booty bot. man, I don't know if I'm gonna find a match. I don't know if I'm gonna get a match. No, it's kind of funny. I'm really not feeling APB right now. I really don't feel. I really don't feel that that APB right now. What if I made a clan? What do you guys think? I mean, I've been playing APB pretty often. I'm kind of on quite a bit lately. What if I made a clan? What if I made a little NA clan? Little NA clan. I'm just waiting here now, all day, waiting on a mission, baby. I don't know if we'll get it. I don't know, but we'll see. I don't know if we'll find it. I don't know. Let us see. I don't understand what to do now. Let's come up blind. Holy cow, damn. I'll tell you what. Everything is kinda nuts. Let me go play my game. Let me go play my thing. Ba-ba-da-ba. There ain't nobody playing. There ain't nobody playing. Ugh. Ugh. So what if we just instead worked on the game? Let me pull up ChatGPT. I'm gonna ask it some questions. Good morning, GPT. I have a question. Fortunately, hard to pay. Subscription. Larger context windows and faster performance, which you can work around that by keeping a personal dev log, like the one I helped you make before, so you don't rely on memory between chats. Keep scope small. Oh shit. Let me do that real quick. I gotta get the monthly like free asset pack from the September 23. Oh, we got like 3 free ones. Okay, Beach Forest, Maelstrom Beach Forest, 100% free. This is like a $70 pack. Oh, baby. I've actually got quite a few packs I can probably use. I've got quite a few packs I can probably use. We are. Yes, continue. Yes, continue. Right now. Get that free $70 monthly pack. What else was there? I saw like a museum asset pack. I could probably use some of those assets for like for like in a like indoors and stuff like that. Let's see what else was on the fab. What else was on the fab? What else were the free ones? We got museum and gallery. Like I said, I could probably use some of this if I did like indoor stuff. If I did indoor stuff, place order. So here's what we're doing, okay? Because NA's dead. NA's dead. I'm probably gonna have to wait till like 2 o'clock or something for to be able to play. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on the game for like 4 hours. I'm gonna try to make something. I'm gonna try to make something quick and easy. Something. Well, not quick, I guess, but uh, something that I can hopefully do. Something very simple. Something very simple. Mike's Radical Robots. Whoa. Whoa. They're so cool. How much was this anyways? I don't even know. I didn't look at the price for this one. The other ones were pretty pricey. Oh, they come with combat animations and stuff. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. Anyways, we got the free assets. The free assets for the month. You guys want to see my fucking library of assets, by the way? Oh, I have to pull up that fab again. Nah. Nah, 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 nah. So library. So a couple of things. We're gonna show in folder. Smash and grab can be deleted. Okay, that was kind of just a project, but I didn't really get very far in it, so it's not necessary. That's gonna stay for now because I'm probably gonna actually pick it back up. But for now, I want to make something. I want to make something today. I want to make something a little more interesting. As your step-by-step tutor, stay disciplined. Write down every single BP name, struct, and system we make in your personal devlog. Once you've got a small loop working, even something as simple as pick up item, drop it off endpoints, you can package it and upload your first playable prototype. I don't know if I want to. I gotta get a gameplay loops. So to directly answer your question, yes, you can absolutely still make your game with me in the free version. It'll just take extra organization and careful scope control. If you stay focused on one small but playable part of your bigger area, you can put it out there and possibly start earning a bit while still moving forward your dream project. You want me to help you pick the smallest possible prototype loop for an APB inspired game? It could realistically be polished into something releasable and monetizable in the short term. I'm trying to think. Because right now I can't afford to pay for the premium version of ChatGPT. Okay, I like the idea of the arena of the small. I like the idea of making a small combat arena. Okay. My thought on this right now would maybe just have a rectangle mesh as the gun. Relatively simple environment. Position. What's the thing? Trying to brainstorm. I like the idea of making a small comment right now. My thoughts on this right now would maybe just have a rectangle mesh as a gun. I'll make a relatively simple environment, but I would need for the opposition. I'd also want to make it where the player can spawn in and then the game will wait until they're ready for the game opponent so I can get in practice some of the APB elements I want to use. Here's the thing, I'm trying to brainstorm, so I don't want you to just agree with everything and say I need you to actually counter argue. So we can come with an actually plan for today. Let's see. So I'm kind of brainstorming right now with ChatGPT. I guess I can have you guys chill here and watch as because the thing is I don't have the unfortunately I'm free. I'm on the free version now. I'm too broke. I'm too broke for stuff. So we need to we gotta figure. I want to make something. I want to make something. So let's see what GPT. You've got a simple idea and the right instinct, small scope, practice core systems. I'll call out what will cause problems and give a concrete doable plan you can execute today, step by step, low blueprint level instructions you can copy into Unreal. Short verdict. This is absolutely doable as a prototype. Major caveats you need to accept up front. AI can look dumb unless you give it a nav mesh. A few basic rules. Don't try to make smart AI on day one. Start with a simple state machine. Move, attack, die. She didn't close the door. Of course she didn't. Fucking never closes the door. Oh, you're right there. Hey, listen. The door opened on its own, hun. No, no. You can't make that face. Watch, that door's probably gonna pop open again. Actually, I saw you kind of put some effort this time to close it. But I might have you push it anyways, just to make sure I hear the click. Your face is wet. Is there not one right there? Is there not one right there? What about this? Do you really want me to lift you? I don't even see a hand towel up there. You see, there's nothing up there. Dude, there's a hand towel over here, right by me. The logical single player or server authoritative single client, then refactor for network later using effect. Muzzle socket and hit detection. The weapon actually works. Rectangle mesh gun. Pro fastest to model. Con feels lifeless if there's no muzzle flash recoil or hit feedback. Add a scene component named muzzle as the origin for line trace and visual effects. Implement as a small camera pitch offset, quick to do and makes it feel satisfying. Simple environment. And nav mesh baking. If it's too hunty, the AI has nowhere to use cover and combat looks boring. Block out a few crates, obstacles, and at least 2 distinct spawn areas. Keep scale small so bots don't get lost. Don't try to build behavior trees immediately. Start with an AI controller plus simple FSM states idle move target dead move to and a timed shoot action. Huh? You see the other side? Other side. No, I don't see any. Don't try to build behavior trees immediately. Start with an AI controller plus simple FSM. States idle, move to target, attack, dead. Use move to and a timed shoot action. Later upgrade to perception plus PT. Ready and spawn system. Single player or ready button to start spawning is trivial. Multiplayer you must store ready state in player state replicated and only spawn on the server or server only spawn manager. I'll show how. Minimal achievable plan for today priority order. Player pawn plus rectangle gun, hit scan, get firing, muzzle FX, and damage working. Yo, hey, what's up, Chocolate? How you doing, man? Well, NA's kind of dead right now, so I might try to make a game. I might try to make a game in like the 4 hours before NA wakes up. So instead of playing EU, I'm gonna have ChatGPT walk me through making like a game. Since I'm not very well educated on the blueprint system or anything with like game dev, I'm gonna have him walk me through and see if I can make this. But we're still in the planning phase. So let's see. So that's all this is. I'm just killing time. I'm just killing time until about 2. That's kind of when NA starts, waking up a bit. So minimal achievable plan for today priority order. Player pawn plus rectangle gun, hit scan, get firing, muzzle FX, and damage working. AI enemy pawn plus AI controller. simple move to player and close range line trace attack. Nav mesh. As Vay sounds more fun than APB. Was gonna play some APB, but honestly too tired after work. Yeah. You know, I was thinking of making a clan though, man. I was like earlier, I was like, oh, I could play some APB before like I realized NA's dead. I was like, man, what if I made a clan and then I made like a symbol and maybe came up with some outfits and stuff. I don't know, cause I've been playing a lot of APB again. You know, I've been kind of a lot more online lately. So I have the time if I wanted to do it, but I just don't know if APB would be even worth making a clan on. You know, I'd have to be like, it would be dope. Too bad I'm on EU though. I could make it. I could do it on EU because there's more people there, but I just wouldn't be able to play as well. I struggle a lot more on EU than I do on NA just because of the 1 MS to 200 MS jump. But I mean, like, I don't know. I want to try to like revive the game. So if I made a clan, I'd have to be like, okay, if you're in the clan, you have to make a YouTube video of APB. I don't care if it's just you just playing a single mission like I do, right? Where I'll just kind of cut out like a highlight mission. Or you actually put work in. Nah, we got to start getting content creation going for fucking APB. Get this game back alive, baby. Bring it back from the claws of fucking death. But right now, I'm like I said, I'm kind of coming up with a plan right now. Working with a little ChatGPT to see if I can make a game, kind of thing. And once again, this is gonna have a lot of systems in my main game. Did I ever show you my game I've been making, my like APB2? People have been jokingly calling it. Have you seen it? It's pretty crazy. It went from 15 to 50, and even that is noticeable. Yeah, imagine 1 to 200. But yeah. Oh, yeah, you haven't seen it? Here, I'll show it to you, man. So when they removed the cardinal directional system, I got really pissed off, and so I only worked on it for like a week. I understand. So maybe 8 hours of my time I actually spent working on the game in between like work and all the other stuff, right? So it's not like when I say a week, I literally mean maybe like 2 hours a day for 7 days kind of thing, you know? But and then I lost my motivation. So let me show you. Let me show you what I made. Let me show you what I made. It's not done. I don't have the play. It's not playable yet. I don't have the loop. I don't have the gameplay loop built in yet, but I have a lot of the back-end systems in place for it. So I think that's pretty cool. But I need to learn how to, because I abandoned it, and I didn't fully abandon, but I need to like actually educate myself and teach myself how to do this. So I'm probably gonna have ChatGPT walk me through making like simpler system games, but with the systems that I do want to implement in my game, if that makes sense. So I can kind of like make those dots and make those connections. Is by making a new game yourself. Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. I've been on like I've been critical of APB for Little Orbit for a long time. But I'll show you what I made. Let me close this window. I hear a lot of noise. Okay. But I'll show you what I make, and then I'll go over the concepts that I have for it that isn't quite in the game. Okay, I'll give you the full breakdown, man. I'll give you the full breakdown of what this game, what my idea is. But obviously, understand, I am kind of going into this with no knowledge or information, so, and it's all motivation based. So like, like I said, I worked on it for a week, haven't touched it since. So it's like, you know, right now I'm kind of slowly getting back into the motivation to do it again, but I'm probably going to work on other projects first before I work on this one, just so I can like maybe get that feel of success, like, oh, I actually made something, you know, and then hopefully kind of ramp that up to being like, okay, let me take on this project and actually make this a thing now, you know. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen, right? We'll see. But let me show you what I got. Let me show you what's in the game. Obviously, there's no gameplay loop yet. I don't have the gameplay loop done. I just have to connect the mission pool to the server. Because it already recognizes when my character is pledged and readied. But let me show it to you. Let me show you what I got in terms of the actual gameplay. No loop, but I'll show you. Oh, let me get rid of that bot. Hold on. Sorry. Someone, let me get rid of that ban. Okay. Should look so hard. It's very tedious. That's why I lost my motivation. Especially when I started messing with making the missions. You have to make so many fucking things. But here's the game, right? Here's the game. So you can see I even have a little bit of a UI already built. Not pledged, not ready. The cool thing is, like I said, a lot of the backend stuff is already made. So when I press ready, not only does it show that you're ready, but it already lets the system know that the player is ready, right? So it already is on the back end, so it's already trying to figure out how to, like, I just don't have that connection yet. I haven't made the connection because it's tedious. But these are my contacts, these are my enforcer contacts. So if I walk up to one and press F, this is the UI for this, I made a UI. So you can pledge to a contact, so now it knows it's pledged, and if I press K to ready, it also knows I'm ready. So now it knows I'm an enforcer, I'm working for the enforcers, so it recognizes me as an enforcer now, and I'm readied up on the server. So if I run over to the criminal contacts, this is only for now as I'm building the game. Obviously, I'm going to make it where you have to choose to be an enforcer or a criminal. This is just to get the systems up. But if I come over to a criminal contact and I pledge, you can see the name now says Michael because that's the name of the criminal contact. So now it recognizes me as a criminal ready for a mission. So that's, like I said, I've got all the backend systems kind of already in place for the loop. I just need to connect. Huh? I just need to connect the mission pool that I made, which is just a single mission, to the server. So when it recognizes that I'm part of a faction and that I'm ready, it can then grab the mission pool and put and give it to me. And then in theory, I'll be able to do it. But except for a few things, I don't have like the pickup. I don't have the pickup function yet. I don't have like that stuff yet. But that can all. It's all, you know, it's tedious. But this is all that's functional right now. Let me show you what I have on here, though. So you can see these are little drop-off pads. The little drop-off zones. You run in that zone. You're dropping off the items, and then these would be the small items you would pick up. And it would function identical to how it functions in APB, where it's a small item, so it would just go up in your inventory. It would have a little number marked. Like I said, I don't quite have that in the system. Here's some of the things that varies from APB. So, contacts aren't just kind of willy-nilly sitting in places. I'm going to have them stationed in very specific areas. So for the enforcers, these are law enforcement officers. They're not going to be just like some random third-party corporate entity. It's law enforcement, so it's going to be a police precinct. So you're going to be working directly with law enforcement. But on top of that, these precincts will have contacts tied to this precinct, right? Same as the criminals. Criminals are going to be in a gang hideout. And once again, these contacts are tied to that hideout. The reason for that being is that I'm going to have districts in the map. So there's going to be like 3 or 4 districts in a map. And then you're going to have one police precinct and one gang hideout tied to this district. So you'll notice when I play, okay, see how it says registered districts on the top left? Yeah, kind of. It'll say both factions failed to control this district. I only have it to being like a 5-second timer just so I know it works. But what's going to happen is it's going to be a 24-hour timer. And so after the 24-hour timer, it's going to check and see how many wins, mission wins, this police district has versus this gang district has over this police district. Because when you win a mission, it'll count towards that specific police precinct or gang hideout. And then at the 24 hours, the district is going to check which faction has the most wins. And then what's going to happen is the entire environment will change depending on which faction won it. This obviously isn't in the game yet. I don't even have missions yet, but everything's kind of there for it, right? Like I said, I built a lot of the back end stuff. Most of it is now just doing all the little tedium, making sure that that's why I haven't been working on it. It's just super. The parts I have to do now are just the really tedious parts. But what's going to happen is it's going to change the environment. So these buildings, right? Just pretend these are buildings, okay? Well, they'll be like if the Crims own it, it'll be covered in graffiti. The roads will be like really not maintained, so I'll have like cracks going through the roads, kind of thing. The pedestrians walking around will have a more punk look to it, so it was spiked colored hair, fucking like I said, more of a punk aesthetic. And then if the enforcers control a district, the streets will be like really well maintained. A lot of money will be going through it. All the pedestrians will be like a lot nicer dressed. No colored hair. Very business or success. A lot of money. And then even the vehicles will be faction dependent too. If you find out how to make all that already? I mean, I have a rough idea on how to do it. I have a rough idea. It's just sitting down and doing it is the hard part. But they'll have like faction specific vehicles. So let's say the criminals control it. You'll see more criminal based vehicles the pedestrians are driving around in. Same for the enforcer side. The thing that I really need to sit down and look into, because I haven't looked into yet, is AI. Setting up AI, because I also want to create sort of an ambient AI is what I have it classified as in the files. Ambient AI is and once again it's for enforcers and crims. So you'll have like beat cops walking around the streets. If they see a criminal player on site, they'll start shooting at the criminal player. But the thing is, they're gonna have like 5 HP, so they can get one shot. And their pistols will have pistols, and their pistols will do like 100 damage. Like they're very. It's gonna be very like, or 50 damage. It's gonna be like it's more just for the immersion, in the sense that like the enforcers actually made an impact, and the environment is kind of under their control now, kind of thing. It's more for giving that sense of like, dynamicism and engagement. And let's say you like a district and you want to control the district, you can just pledge to those specific contacts, and you can just kind of keep it in control, right? But then I'll also have like mission AI, and mission AI is going to be if it can't find any opposition, it's going to give you opposition. And I'll make them fairly competent, but I'll have them like threat based. So if you're bronze, you're gonna get bronze AI, and they're just gonna miss. And then like silver and gold. These are the ideas I want to do. But like I said, this project's on hold. Well, first off, I need to get some money so I can pay for ChatGPT and not use the free version. But because I'm on the free version, I don't want to do it because I think you're limited to how often you can communicate with ChatGPT. I think you can only talk to it. Hello. Test. Okay, my headset went off because I have no noise playing. Let me get some background noise going real quick. I apologize. I'll do like Skyrim ambience. Okay. There. That way my headset sounds pretty cool. Good luck with it, because I know I could never. Well, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, so today, since I have like 4 hours before fucking NA wakes up, right? My goal is to make something. I want to make something, but it'll have. I mean, obviously, I've already got a lot of these systems in my main game. Like the Ready Up system already functions and works. I think I'll only have to make minor changes later on, but overall, it's still there. But I want to make something. So right now, we're kind of coming up with like an arena type thing where you spawn in. you know, in a little arena. You press K to ready up, and then like enemies will spawn. So we'll see. Maybe if I can get this going, maybe I can do like melee weapons where you can choose what weapon you want to use, and then the enemy AI will spawn in with different weapons. I don't know. We'll see, but I want to make something simple and easy. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. And as you can see, it's already given me. Actually, for this little project, it's already given me minimal. So this is where I think I left off. So I'm gonna read this real quick, and then let me let me see if we can come up with a game plan. Copy paste style guidance. Oh, I love copy paste style guidance. Let's see. So minimal achievable for today. Priority order: player pawn plus rectangle gun hit scan. Get firing muzzle effects and damage working. AI enemy pawn plus AI controller. Simple move to player and close range line trace attack. Nav mesh small arena. Place a nav mesh bounce volume and a few spawn points. Spawn manager and ready button. Player clicks ready. Game spawns a small wave of bots on the server. Basic UI debug info. Show health and bot count. Use debug lines for traces. Do all those today and you'll have a functioning arena where you can spawn and fight bots. That'd be kind of cool. Exact blueprints recipe. Copy paste style guidance. BP rect gun, rectangle gun. I like how they just call it rect gun. Actor or component inside player pawn. Variables. So it's already. I think this is a cool thing about. Like I think, dude, like AI is getting pretty crazy. Because I told it that I'm using the free version. So like obviously I'm limited to how often I can communicate with it today. So it's literally giving me everything I need to make this right now up front in a very simple to follow easy way to do that. I think that's cool. Jared, hey, what's up, Jared? How you doing, man? How you doing? W stream, thanks, man. Bless you, hon. Bless you. Bless you. Slow ROI, behavior trees, EQs, projectile physics. Bless you. Jeez, Louise, you should post your stream in it. Oh my God, it's another Kickstream bot. Okay. Alright, give the exact node-by-node blueprint info for any one of these items. Pick one of those and I'll write the exact node sequence you can paste into your blueprint editor, or I can produce all three. Say the word and I'll drop it in. Which is, Jesus Christ, bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Okay. Okay, so it actually already gave me a game plan. So let me see if I can start this up. Minimal exact blueprint recipes. Copy paste. Style guidance. BP red gun actor component variable. BP player pawn or use character. I feel like the player pawn should be first, right? Mesh placeholder camera weapon socket scene component variable health 100 weapon BP red gun reference input fire key damage response implement any damage event or taken damage subtract health if death effects and destroy. Replication note. If building multiplayer later, health should be replicated, damage applied on server only. BP AI enemy pawn, BP AI controller. Capsule mesh. Muzzle scene component variables, health 50 attack range, 800 fire rate. Optionally find player target. Take damage similar to player, BP AI controller. Some start a repeating timer. God damn, it actually really gave me everything I needed, didn't it? Okay, so let's Okay. So this looks simple enough for a small project. Obviously, we're starting brand new. So walk me through making the project, and then after that, let's make all the blueprints we need before we start working on any of the programming. That way, as we start going through it, I won't have the same issues I've been having, where you start referencing something. Okay, a blueprint we haven't made yet. Let me read that just so I make sure. I won't have the same issues I've been having where you start referencing a blueprint we haven't made yet. Okay, so this looks simple enough for a small project. Obviously, we're starting brand new, so walk me through making the project, and then after that, let's make all the blueprints we need before we start working on any of the programming. That way, as we start going through it, I won't have the same issues I've been having where you start referencing a blueprint we haven't made yet. Okay, I think that's good. Oh, what's up, Trevor? How you doing, man? What are we doing today? I'm about to make a little game. I'm about to make a little arena, a little arena wave-based shooter. But that's just until 2 o'clock, because it's 10:40 right now, and NA's dead. NA's dead. NA big dead. NA big. You know, there's nothing going on in NA right now. So instead of playing EU, I'm gonna make a little game real quick with the help of AI, of course, ChatGPT, because I actually don't know how to program. So I'm having it walk me through the process real quick, and then yeah, and then we'll start making it. Whew. Just a little game, a little something. Maybe I can. Maybe if we actually successfully make it too. If we actually successfully make it. 12:30. Okay. Did you get a response from your boss? Okay. 12:30. Got it. Yeah. You want the light off? I'll turn it off. I'll turn it off. Okay. But yeah, that's the plan, Trevor. That's the plan. We're gonna be we're just waiting on the AI to kind of come up with a plan. Fortunately, ChatGPT's come a long way, man. ChatGPT's come a long way. It's impressive. Really impressive. But I think if I'm going to make this single player, I don't think I'm going to make it multiplayer. This is just going to be a little single player, a little project, a little something to make. Okay, plan and hands-on checklist. Create the project and make every blueprint asset. No programming yet. Nice, good. Call to create all the blueprint assets first, so we won't get stuck referencing things that don't exist. Oh, sick. We vibe coding? Hell yeah, basically. Well, once again, because I just don't know, right? I just don't know. So I'm not educated in that specific field. Okay. The only thing I know how to do is shoot gun and play APB. So we're gonna be just making something. I just want to make a little single player thing, you know. So that have I shown you my APB 2 game? Or what everybody likes to jokingly call APB 2. I hope an APB would right click. I like how you right click. You aim? You don't even left click? Bruh. I just stare at him. I just go in that marksmanship mode and stare. aim first, shoot later. My goodness. Have I shown you my little project? He's just aiming there menacingly. Yeah, you did it. You did the menacingly part, yeah. Menacingly. Oh my god. I like how I referenced it in the middle of you typing. That's fucking hilarious. The worst part is there's a delay, so you'll never believe me. No. No. Anyways, yeah. So let me read this up real quick. Let me read this up real quick, and then I'll probably start working on it. It's gonna be already off to a good start today. It's gonna be a good day. We'll see. We'll see. I haven't played APB yet, right? So the soul hasn't been sucked out of my body. So we'll. It only feels like it's gonna be a good day because I haven't played APB yet. You know. You know what I mean? Oh goodness. Okay. So. Open Epic Launcher, Unreal Engine, new project. Okay. So let's launch it. I'm gonna start working on this. I'm gonna start working on this though. I'm gonna start working on this. We're gonna start getting this going. I'm very excited because if I actually successfully follow these steps, I might I'll have actually made my first game. But as you can see, I already have like a what everyone's been jokingly calling APB 2, right? And before this is unplayable, it's all about mods now. I make it that way. Oh my god, good yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. Like I said, I haven't played APB yet, so obviously. But have I shown you this? I don't know if I've shown you this, Trevor. My little passion project on the side. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a new one though. Oh, you haven't seen it yet. Oh man. So here's the thing. I feel like I need to give you a little bit of a backstory to this. Okay. I'm kind of repeating myself. I apologize, Chokla, if you're still here. I'm about to go down the same path. I'm a fucking broken record. Anyways, so here's the thing. I made this project like immediately after the removal of the Cardinal directional system. Okay? This is the path of a streamer just saying the same thing over and over again because new people keep joining. that chats you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible, man. I need to make simple jokes then. My chat is gonna be nothing but like single sound jokes. I'll be like, then you guys go, and I'll be like, oh. And that's just that's the whole stream. That's the whole stream. Anyways, so let me break this down. Let me give you the backstory. I literally just said, like, I swear to God, it was only 10 minutes ago. But so this all happened with the removal of the Cardinal directional system. I got really poopy pants, right? I got really butthurt. Okay, I was really upset. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm making my own APB. Right? And that's one way to kill 8 hours. It's one way to do it. And I'm sure there's some brain rot out there to be like, this is really funny. Oh god, I might. She's gonna take a nap, so I might need I need to calm down. We gotta do a calm stream. We gotta in a channel in a non-loudness. I tell you. So is it going to have blackjack and hookers? No, of course it's not gonna have blackjack and hookers. There might be gambling in it. Like one of my projects was to make like an arena, but that'd be like way in the future. But let me show you. I'll show you. Dude, it's gonna be 2 o'clock before I even start this game project. I'm never gonna make this game. But here's the thing, okay? So I'll show you the little gameplay element I do have. There's no gameplay loop yet. I'm like right on the cusp of making it where you can do missions. But as you can see, I do have a little bit of a UI already, so I can ready up, and the server is already connected, so it already knows when the player readies. Okay, so I've already got all that multiplayer shit fucking enabled and stuff like that. And then these are my contacts. These are my enforcer contacts. Walk up and pledge. And now you can see on the top left, it's got the contact name. So it knows when it's ready, and now it knows I'm an enforcer right now. Because at the moment, it basically goes through the contacts. So if I were to ready up to the crim contact, it now knows. It now recognizes me as a criminal, so I ready as on the crim side. That's not going to stay that way. It's just easy to build it up that way before I faction lock the characters, because there's no character creator yet. So that's just how I have it. Is you just pledge to whichever side you want to pledge to, and then you play on that side. But this is all I've got for the gameplay loop so far. That's all I got for gameplay. However, there's a little bit more going on in the back that is in the game, so I'll just go over that real quick. So one of the main differences, one of the first differences first, because I got a lot of things different than what APB is because one of the things I really enjoy is dynamic engagement and the dynamicism APB used to have, which is all gone. It's all literally gone at this point, right? The cardinal directional system's gone, so you don't have to worry about like where you're looking. So that entire sense of dynamicism is gone. We don't have the bounty system anymore, so that layer of dynamicism is gone. You know, voice chat's gone, so there's no like dynamic engagement with players. You know, it's all gone. It's all gone. You just have missions now. Fuck you, only missions. But that was one of the things I loved about APB, which is how dynamic and engaging it was. And so a lot of my stuff is going to be very dynamic and kind of giving players a stronger sense of like why they're playing kind of thing. So one of these is going to be one of the main changes is your contacts are going to be connected to either a gang hideout on the Crim side or a police precinct, because you're going to be working with law enforcement, not just some corporate entity on the enforcer side, a police precinct. Now, now you're going to have one police precinct and one Crim hideout associated to a district, because a map is going to have multiple districts. I'm going to probably make it like 4 districts. We'll see how big the maps get, I guess. Maybe 3 districts, I don't know. But it's going to be kind of all-encompassing is the way I want to do it. So instead of having multiple districts, you're going to have like one big city with multiple districts in that one big city. And then you're going to have like a little safe area where all the customization is going to be. But I'm going to have like decentralized marketplace as well, which will be like players can rent shop spaces in the cities. And then you'll be able to kind of like choose, like pick and choose taxes and like let's say you want to make a deal with someone who's really talented with a designer, so you choose to like not tax them at all, kind of thing. Like I said, there's a lot of things in the future I definitely want to add to it, but we'll get to what I have in the game right now, and then kind of like all of my ideas in the future, or ideally I'd like to have, right? So right now, obviously, all I have is that. Now, the reason why I have it where these are tracked is because when you pledge to a contact that's connected to the precinct, it's going to track your wins. So if you win a mission, that police precinct tracks that win. And so at the end of 24 hours, which is in the game, the 24-hour counter is in the game. It checks every. It's like 5 seconds right now, just for the testing. How many wins like the precincts have, and then depending on which one has more, the environment is going to change, depending on which faction is in control of the environment. So let's say the criminals win the district. So the buildings will be like covered in graffiti. The streets will be really unkept, so you'll see like cracks, and it's like really grayed out. Due to like the sun exposure, of course, and like the civilians will be very punk dressed. The vehicles will be criminal-based vehicles, and then one thing that's gonna be fun for me to do in the future when I learn how to do AI stuff, because I haven't even looked at it, is I have 2 types of AI already in the content drawer. One called ambient AI and one called mission AI. Ambient AI is going to be based on the district, whoever controls the district. So if a criminal faction controls a district, there's gonna be like thugs, I guess, right? Walking around. They're gonna only have like 10 HP, so you can, so they'll just get one shot, right? And they'll do like maybe 50 damage. So the damage is negligible, and they'll only have like a pistol. So it's more just for the environment than it is for like actually affecting a mission or anything like that. Where so like let's say an enforcer comes through, they see a couple thugs walking around, they'll shoot on sight, and so you gotta you can just choose to ignore them once again because it's not going to do any real damage. But the idea is that you're walking into enemy territory, right? So my APB Reloaded 2 is saved. Well, it's going to be called Project Vigilance. I'm not gonna. It's not actually called APB2. Everybody calls it APB2. Okay. But yeah, so there's going to be a lot of dynamic engagement. So for enforcers, it's going to be like beat cops walking around, but it's going to be the same concept where they'll just have like a pistol that does like no damage. And then I'm going to have mission AI. Now mission AI is implemented because one of the big problems with APB is there's just sometimes, like on NA for example, there's no player base. So you can hop on, but then you just can't do anything. You can't participate in any of the game systems or functions. So I'm going to be adding in threat-based AI. So if you're a bronze, you get bronze AI, which means I'm going to set their bloom to like max. So they'll only be able to hit you if you're like in their face. And then there'll be like a silver AI and then gold AI, which is where it's they'll be functionally playing pretty fucking good, but it'll be based on your threat, which will be dependent on how difficult the AI is going to be. So that when you ready up, it can't find a mission for you. It'll give you a mission. It'll give you an unopposed mission for maybe like 5 seconds. If it doesn't find anybody, it'll then give you the AI. So you'll get like 3 AI on your team and then 4 AI on the enemy team for a little 4v4 action. And then as it finds players, it'll fill up that 4v4. So it'll auto-fill up to a 4v4 mission, is my idea. Because ideally, 4v4 is like the best way to play APB Reloaded. So I will naturally make the matchmaker look for 4v4s. Or at least fill in all the single slots until it gives you a 4v4. Then you can do then you can call for backup, because I don't like the escalation system. I mean, I understand it in concept, but I think the backup system was just better. Okay. I think it was just better. But yeah, so that's kind of the immediate goal, I guess. Later on, I want to add well, as I mentioned, sort of like a decentralized marketplace. So there will still be a centralized marketplace, but it's going to have like fairly high tax rates to help encourage people to want to open their own stores so they can control their tax rate. The government will still have a tax rate. I'll still make like a permanent tax rate, but it'll be like really low, like a 2% tax or something. And then players can choose the tax on top of that for their profits. So that, let's say players come to their location to sell at their location because maybe they got a really good spot where there's a lot of players that hang out nearby or something. They can tax higher just because they're in a really popular spot. But then maybe I think it could be really cool because then maybe like people who are really good at the music maker or really good at customizing stuff, they could make exemptions for them and then like give them like lower tax rates. So they get a bigger oh my god, Kick is fucking crazy with the bots. So that so once again, that way there will probably be a big little social game going on with people trying to convince people to sell stuff at their stores. I think it'd be really interesting. I think it'd be really interesting if we had like player-run stores. And then so another thing is I want to add like an arena type thing. But this is where things will get pretty crazy, because I want to make it where you can bet, where people can spectate the arena matches, right? So you could get like a big spectator thing and have like a big arena thing going around it, and then people can bet on who they think will be the MVP. Maybe later on, when I get better at it, I can do like, oh well, this person, well, it'll show the player's stats, like their KD ratio and stuff like that. Is a better mechanic than spray patterns? Do you think so? I prefer spray patterns. I'm more into the spray patterns thing, man. I don't know. I don't like randomized spray. But hey, to each their own, right? To each their own. But I can make it where like, oh, maybe you can bet the person's gonna have a higher KD than their expected KD or something. So a lot of betting with a lot of like competition in the arena. Feels so unrewarding. Yeah, that's why I prefer spray patterns. But like I said, obviously Little Orbit preferred randomized spray over the predetermined spray patterns we had. But once again, I think it's really important to note that it wasn't even like a single spray pattern, right? The cardinal directional system I found really rewarding and engaging, but like it was a double-edged sword at the same time, because if you guessed the wrong side of the crosshair, you missed every single bullet. So it's not like it was a massive advantage. It was a system that rewarded you for actively paying attention to virtually all of the systems in the game. It kind of forced you to understand, to use your compass, so you understood what cardinal direction you were looking. It forced you to know your weapon. It forced you to understand. It literally encompassed all of the systems APB uses. I thought it was really engaging and cool, but once again, I was someone who did spend like the last 2-3 years, really in depth, like learning that mechanic. So for it to have just suddenly disappeared, 3 years of my life just vanished, you know. And I think the game is worse off for it, because there's no rewarding system. It's all about mods, dude. Fuck you. in before mods is everything. It's happening, right? Because we went from a mechanic system that rewarded player knowledge, rewarded players taking advantage of all of the mechanics and systems in the game, and it made it where you didn't particularly need mods. Mods were there to help you refine maybe a certain type of playstyle you wanted to play with a weapon. So for the Start 5.56, you could play close quarters with a reflex sight and coolant jacket, or go long range with a hunting sight and improved rifling, for example, right? Because it wasn't the be all end all. Now with the randomized spray pattern, and the fact that you're gambling every time you shoot your gun, mods have become absolutely necessary to be able to play at a high level. Because you can't just rely on your knowledge of the game and aiming your crosshair in a specific way. Yeah, that's all it is. It's just a gambling simulator. Every time you shoot, you're gambling. If you see like a 2% of your crosshair not on a player, what are the odds you're gonna miss and that shot goes up in that fucking corner? 100% of the time, with me, I miss those shots. Because it's gambling. It's random. It's a randomized spray pattern. There's no guarantee you're gonna hit them. I lose those bets every time, man. I don't know. If you watch these streams, you see I miss those shots. Luck is not a skill. Luck is not a skill. I am unlucky. There's a reason why I don't go to the casinos, bro. I do not have the luck. I do not have luck to spraying with my gun. Yeah. Luck is hard work and precipitated. Dude, I'm about to throw you out my fucking window. You know? That's bullshit. But anyways, I do have other ideas with this game that I kind of want to push forward. So another one I guess I'll talk over real quick, because I think it's going to be a huge difference compared to APB, is that there's going to be faction specific weapons. So the free line of weaponry, because you know how like APB has Arma's guns? Well, when I say free line, it's going to be more like, so there's going to be 3 lines of weapons that the players will have access to. You're going to have the Enforcer line, the Criminal line, and then there's going to be like both factions can purchase. And then the thing is though, the Enforcer and Criminal line are going to be like distinctly different and play different. So the way I was thinking of setting it up, I'll probably try to set them up where they have the same time to kill, but they're going to function completely different. So one key aspect, like for example, let's say the Star and the NTEC, right? So let's say the Star is the the Enforcer gun, and the NTEC is the criminal gun. The Star, I'm going to have function where it's got like low recoil, you know, kind of manageable bloom, a high rate of fire, but the individual damage per shot is going to be really small. Okay, or a lot less, like a lot weaker. So it's going to be like just a really easy to control gun, but you have to get a lot of shots on target to kill them. The NTEC I would set to being a very rugged kind of gun. So it's going to have like, you know, kind of rough recoil. It's going to fire slower, but the shots are going to hit a lot harder. You know, I want criminals and enforcers to feel different. I want the weapons to feel different. I want it to be where when you're playing a criminal, it really will have a different experience to how playing as an enforcer would feel. Where enforcers will have like very like I want to say plasticky, like very Western guns, I guess, where everything's very like high rate of fire, very manageable recoil, you know. But a lot lower in terms of damage. Because obviously, one thing is you're supposed to be like the good guys, right? So why would you want to cause a lot of collateral damage? So lesser damage per shot kind of makes sense, or you're kind of shooting weaker guns, but you know it's really high rate of fire to make up for it. Can you have the spray pattern for the Antec be a dick and balls? Do you know how terrible it would be to try to trace that? You'd have to trace a dick and balls. Once you gotta remember, you're fighting at people who are also moving, so you're trying to do a dick and balls on people who would be like constantly like zigzagging back and forth. You'd sabotage yourself if we did that. It'd be hilarious. It'd be hilarious, but at the same time, I think it'd be really rough. That'd be fucking hilarious though. But like I said, so I think like another example. I'll just like enforcers will take the Oka, criminals will take the PMG. So once again, we'd be taking that thematic of very cheaply made like guns, you know, for the criminals, but they just hit really fucking hard. But of course, it's slower rates of fire. Or say the NFA 9 would actually go to the crims, and the enforcers get the SASPDW. So you get that super cheaply looking made gun, but it just vomits all the bullets out. You know, where the criminals or the enforcers, I mean, would get that kind of sleeker looking sidearm pistol at a slower rate of fire, but a lot more manageable and controlled. So I think it'd be kind of cool if I went with a theme like that, where criminals get these very rugged, heavy hitting guns, but you know, a bit more harder to control because of it, and then enforcers get very easy to control weapons, but very lower damage. I mean, spend 1,000 hours drawing to you'd be a god. It would be so rewarding. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think I'll do Dig and Balls because I just think that'd be kind of a pain in the ass. Okay, I think that kind of sucked to have to like trace. But hey, you know, if we ever get to that part where I'm messing around with guns like that, I think it'd be kind of interesting to maybe experiment with stuff like that. Or I could just make a gun specifically for you, a super rare gun, right? Who knows? You know, because that's the fun in kind of making your own game, is you can kind of do stupid stuff like that, and I don't think. I mean, I'm sure someone would care, be like, how come he gets his own unique gun? I'd be like, well, he was here before I even had the game made, you know? But yeah, so that's one of my ideas, is to make the factions feel very different, because they'll have like faction specific guns. Of course, there'll be like a middle line where both factions can use, but the idea is your initial line of weapons is going to be you know, faction specific, and to really make both factions feel very different. On top of kind of everything else, kind of add more to that dynamicism, add more to the engaging systems. But yeah, that's the idea. That's a lot of my ideas. Not all of them. I have a ton that I'd want to put into this, but that's kind of a rough concept, I guess you could say, of what I kind of want to add in. There is more to like the clan system. I'd make it where people could like rent out like little mini fortresses too, which would have like flags displaying the clan throughout that entire district. So like you could have a clan controlling a district kind of thing. So I think it'd be kind of funny if you had like an enforcer clan that purchased the fortress, but the criminals are in control of the district. That'd be fucking hilarious. But I think, you know, but once again, I feel if something like that happened, right, you'd have all these players, you know, committed to trying to control those districts for that specific faction. Be like, oh yeah, no, we control the fortress. We have to fucking win this district, you know. So I think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be interesting to kind of add more like player impact, you know, add more dynamic engagement and dynamic systems, and kind of give more control to players. A lot of the stuff I'm going to be doing too, which is going to happen kind of once I get the mission system working, is making it where players can customize their own specific missions. I say that it's going to be very like the way I have it set up in the back is it's going to be like you choose how many stages, and then it'll go down into the stages individually, and you choose, okay, it's going to be a break-in, 3 windows, 1 item is going to be what people are looking for in those 3 windows kind of thing. So you can make the stages, you can choose what the objective is, you can choose maybe how many items are going to come out of those objectives kind of thing. And then it'll be very like dynamic in terms of how APB works, where it just kind of like spawns randomly in the area. But yeah, so I'm gonna make it where people can customize missions, can customize their own missions. They're gonna be able to kind of host their own missions, kind of how we have public groups. I'm gonna make another section down below it where it's gonna be like public missions that people can join. And then you can make it like password protected, which I think would be really good for people wanting to make tournaments or wanting to make leagues like we used to have on EU a while back. Now it's kind of harder now because of the cross-district matchmaking and soon cross-world matchmaking that Little Orbit wants to do. I think it's going to be really hard for us to be able to make these little community-run events because of it, where I think we should be going more into community-driven content. So I want to make it where you can customize your own missions. I want to make it where you can host your own missions. Yeah, I'm not sure how they plan on doing it, but that's their goal, is to do cross-world. They did cross-district, now they want to do cross-world. I'm not sure how their plan is for it, but I feel like when they say cross-world, I think that means just being able to play with financial contacts in Waterfront, I think, where you start in financial, but then you get warped over to Waterfront, but you're still pledged to whatever contacts you want. I'm not sure what their goal is with it. I read those old forum posts like a year ago when they were talking about doing that, but I don't really understand how they plan on doing that. Or maybe they mean cross-world by NA and EU playing against each other, but that would suck too. You know, like I don't know what their plan is on what crossroads is going to actually be, but yeah. So yeah. So my idea is really making everything very player driven and kind of adding more player driven stuff. And I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, eventually when I get cars in and stuff like that, I'll make it where people can make their own race, their own races too. So we'll add racing in. Which I think would be kind of fun. In any district, it's most likely going to kill Waterfront. Yeah, oh, 100%, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But I feel like you'd have to be in Waterfront still to pledge to that contact. And so when you warp over, I don't know how it would work. Like I said, I don't know how it would work. Because you're right, it would 100% kill Waterfront. Everyone hates Waterfront. The only reason why people play Waterfront, wish they do that, fuck Waterfront. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna add racing, or custom races people will be able to do. People being able to challenge other people and kind of make public events and public missions and stuff with like their own custom missions, I think would be kind of interesting. And of course, I'm gonna add that arena. I'm not gonna. It's ideally, right? Ideally, if I stick with this game and make it, right? Add arena, where people can, and this is where that would track all of your stats. So every mission you play in arena, it'll add to your stats. So when you come up and play a mission in the arena, people can see what your stats are, and then they can bet. You know, and then kind of, I'm hoping to add a lot of betting options. You know, which team do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to get MVP? Who do you think, you know, and then eventually I'll make it where you can bet on individual players. Like, oh, I bet this guy's going to beat his standard KD, his average KD or something, you know. I think that'd be really fun and cool to add into, because it kind of fits in APB, right? You know, it kind of, all this stuff, I think everything I said kind of fits into what the concept of what APB was, not what it is now, because Little Orbit, I still don't think Little Orbit even knows what APB is supposed to be. So I think it'd be really cool to add in a lot more community driven stuff, because once again, I feel like that's what APB was supposed to be. It's just very, very community driven, very free in how players wish to express themselves and do stuff. Unlike what Little Orbit has now, where they censor clan names. You can't do there's stuff that's censored. Let me show you. Let me show you if it's still censored. But you couldn't do Vanguard for a while for a clan name. It was seen as antisocial. Or no, not Vanguard. It was oh no, was it Vanguard? Hold on. Have I posted in KickFam? Okay, no, it's just another bot. Jesus Christ. Kick's gotta fix their bot problem, man. Kick's But let me show you. If you try to make certain clan names, it doesn't let you because it's viewed as antisocial. Even something like, I'm pretty sure it was Vanguard. I tried to make a clan called Vanguard, and it didn't let me make it because it viewed it as antisocial. And I was like, Vanguard? But that's the thing. Little Orbit's pushing a lot of censorship. They're taking away a lot of player freedom. They're kind of really banking on the mission system as their, kind of be all end all. And I think they've removed a lot of systems that were really good in APB. I liked the bounty system. It added that dynamic kind of engagement where you're doing really good and now you got to get put down. You got to get that was the idea behind it. Oh, the game crashed. Okay, well that wasn't okay. That's funny, but yeah. So my goal is to kind of do the opposite of what Little Orbit's doing, where Little Orbit is taking away a lot of player freedom. Little Orbit's taking away a lot of player choice, and kind of like I said, it almost feels like they're trying to make missions the only thing you'd ever think about doing or want to do. I feel like inevitably they're going to remove like mugging and robbing stores to help encourage players to do more missions. That's just kind of that's the direction it feels like they're trying to take it. Removing the impact of like actually being in districts by doing the cross-district matchmaking. So they're taking away player choice in what district they want to play in, kind of thing. For a while, I don't know if it's still a thing, but there was a thing where if you were in a group and if somebody went to a different district, you couldn't even ready up to do missions until you kicked that player out of that group. I don't know if that's still in. I don't know if that's still in the game, but because I haven't tested it in a while. But it was a thing for a while, where if anyone was in any other district than the one you were in, you couldn't even ready up to play a mission. So it really feels like they're Little Orbit's really cutting down on player freedom and on player choice to go very mission heavy. And so my game's going to be very dynamic. I want to make my game very dynamic, very engaging, add more player impact on the environment around them, and kind of make it feel like, if you're doing really good that day, and then the next day you log in, you find out the district you were playing in is now under your faction's control. I think that'd be really cool and rewarding. Yeah, those are some of the things. Those are some of my goals and my ideas. I want to add into the game, but like I said, we'll see. I need to work on it, and whenever I stream, because it's already 11, bro. Whenever I try to make a game and stream, it just doesn't work. I get so distracted. Yeah, man. I don't know. Maybe I should just not stream for a month. Maybe that's what I should do. For 1 month, not stream at all, and just work on the game. And just fucking work on the game and see if I can get that pumped out. I think that'd be interesting. I don't even think it'd take me a month to get a playable state to share with other people. I think I could get it going pretty quick if I just sat down and focused on it. But yeah. I'm kind of tired. I might end the stream and just sit down for a bit and take a break. Ooh. But that's kind of it.